listening to fucking chill music.
Welcome to another edition of the Willie Bragg Show. I am your humble host, Willie Bragg. First of all, I would like to say to you all that just to save you the trouble, go ahead and drop that like button. It helps with the algorithms. And go ahead and follow me and subscribe to my channel on YouTube, on Twitch, and follow me on Twitter. And, if you do all those things, all will be very well. So let's talk about the subject at hand, and let's talk about Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, because what you need to know is that she started out in 2018 with a lot of promises to a lot of people that same kind of people that will listen to this program, the Willie Bragg Show. A lot of us who were discontent with things the way it was being done in the Democratic Party, business as usual, decades of Clintonism, decades of Republican-like politics, and Democratic politicians basically just taking a shit on their constituents, not giving a damn other than just to get reelected. And so AOC came along to destroy a bigwig who deserved being destroyed, and that was Joe Crowley, who was considered, I think he was considered next in line or third in line to Nancy Pelosi. And that happened in 2018. That was a big upset. And so when he was defeated, I mean, we were all really giddy and happy about AOC. Now, granted, many of us are realists. And I'm going to play the video clip in a moment, but I need to go and say this for context. We were realists, and we knew that AOC wasn't going to go and give us the revolution, but we figured that AOC was going to fight for some of our basic needs, some of the things that we put her in there for. Well, I didn't, because that's not my congressional district, but we supported her. People like me, I was not part of independent media at the time. I was just, I was just, just doing what I was doing, or what have you. However, but there were people in the independent media, basically, basically giving her props up and all of that. And Bernie Sanders kind of helped bring about a new wave, supposedly a new wave of Democrats coming in to not just challenge Trump and the Republicans, but to also challenge the corporate Democrats and the Clinton direction of the Democratic Party. And it was being done through groups like Justice Democrats and Our Revolution, and being done through independent media. At that time, the big wigs being, TYT, Majority Report, Kyle Kalinske. Even at that time, Jimmy Dore, before Jimmy Dore turned against some of these people who promised us positive change and failed to deliver. So recently, AOC was she was about 2 weeks ago. I think it was about 2 weeks ago at this time, where she was booed by yelled at by a couple of hecklers that were left wing, but some people claim they were right wing or what have you. I think they kind of seemed a little bit all over the place, but I think they were predominantly left wing people who were critical of AOC, and there was that. Then that made a lot of hay, especially in independent media. And then she recently got heckled again. People yelling at her, AOC must go. And then this time it was in Astoria. And some people claim these were right-wing people who were heckling her. Not sure the full story, but I saw TYT discuss this yesterday. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to play the TYT story, and I'm going to give you my take on their take, and give you my take on their take, and my take on the AOC situation. Hold tight here, and we'll get started. I promise. And let's see here. If there's any ads, I'm going to do something about this block ads. If there's an ad, I'm going to do something about it. It's eventually. Sorry about that. So anyway, let's get started here. All right.
So those were protesters who showed up at Representative Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez's town hall, being immediately counter-protested by several women standing in front of them. They were fired up about a lot of different stuff. There were some signs about UN conspiracy theories to get rid of humans or something. They apparently had a problem with her support for the LGBTQ community, saying that only people who are heterosexual should be allowed to have homes.
Did they really say that? I mean, if they did, those people are horrible. I don't know if they said that. I mean, is that what you're saying, or is that what is that what you're claiming they're saying, or is that what you want them to claim they're saying? Because I know that TYT likes to go and protect AOC and protect the squad these days. And I'm for protecting AOC and the squads when they deserve to be protected against, especially when nasty right-wing people attack them. But if these folks weren't saying that, I don't know, did they say that? I don't know. I think I would have been hearing that earlier if they would have said that. But anyway, I'll let you continue.
Or something. One woman shouted out, there are only two effing genders, I guess. In any event, that went on for a while, and it was obviously impossible for her to have the actual town hall, which was supposed to be about a number of different topics, including marijuana legalization, crime, a number of other topics. She apparently got frustrated, I guess, and this is how she ended up responding. And that was the dance that exploded every right-wing head in the world. I almost said white wing, but it's the same thing, whatever.
Yeah, I know about that. There was another video where she was in college doing the little dance thing, and the right wing people were trying to make a big deal out of it. Anybody who's going to make a big deal out of AOC dancing, either way, it's much to do about nothing. I'm more concerned about AOC not doing what we sent her there to do. That includes the Young Turks. You should be more concerned about what AOC is not doing enough of. Okay? All right. I mean, if those people, right-wing protesters were being right-wing, fuck them, fuck everything they stand for. But let's talk about what AOC is not doing. Can we do that? Let's go and put some accountability on her. Can we do that? I guess that's too much to ask, but we'll let you continue.
They did not like that at all. They were freaking out about it. We're going to get to some of the responses, but maybe we can pause here for a second. Should she have done the dance, or was she being uncouth?
I can't take what's going on in this country.
Oh gosh.
It's like
Oh
Florida,
gosh.
Texas, they're banning books.
Okay.
What is this a question? Is this really a question?
I don't give a damn about the dance one way or the other, but let's go and continue.
I don't debate zombies. She can dance to anything she likes. Okay, they had a decent beat, to be fair to the zombies. Okay, and her supporters had already started chanting another thing with it, right? So she's also, in a sense, chanting with the supporters. But I don't debate zombies. I couldn't, if you gave me 10 years to think of what was wrong with that clip, I'd be like, the plant doesn't match the other plant and the other drug. What? What are we talking about? What is wrong with this clip? I don't understand anything, right? And they're like, can you believe she danced a little bit? She moved her body.
I don't have a problem with her moving her body. Believe me. When it comes to AOC moving her body, believe me, I am the first person to not have a problem with AOC moving her body. I kind of approve of her moving her body, if you know what I mean. But having that said, we need to be concerned about her not doing what she needs to do, and that is to fight for she needs to fight for the socialism that she claims she is for. I want AOC to be the socialist she claims she is. You ought to be too. Stop trying to over apologize for everything she's not doing.
How could you do that? Are we against dancing now? Is this now the Footloose era of the zombies? Mm-hmm. Okay. And by the way, you remember those fake progressive peace activists that went to our town hall the other day that were Republicans?
You don't know if they were Republicans. They were protesting against the war. Yeah, see, this is another thing that's pissing me off. Shank, you and a lot of shitlibs are doing what the neocons did 20 years ago with Saddam Hussein. You're doing what right-wingers did to peace activists during the Vietnam War era. You're even doing the same thing that what Woodrow Wilson did to socialists and trade unionists and anarchists in World War I. You're basically demonizing people who are against war. You should be ashamed of yourselves for doing that. And what happened to all these anti-war critics when they're protesting against war and making a statement? They get demonized. But guess what? They're proven to be correct at the end of the day, and they're proven to be correct. So you're going to feel mighty silly if we're not nuked and roasted to death because the United States and Russia start tossing nukes at each other and start tossing nukes in Europe and God knows where else. You're going to be feeling mighty silly if we all go through this without the first nuke being thrown. We'll let you continue.
But people are like, no, it could have been on the left, and these people could be peace activists. They could be on the I mean, they hate.
More than likely they were. I mean, there are certain aspects of what they stand for that I might not agree with, and everything. We as the left are not a monolith. Obviously, we're not a monolith. I don't agree with everything Shank says. Shanker says. I don't agree with everything that some of the other online left personalities have to say, big or small alike. So, I mean, you're not to be the judge of what is, or a gatekeeper of what is or what is not left. Since you are anti-union or was anti-union, you used to be as a progressive, supposedly for the, you were for the death penalty at one time when you should have known better. Of course, you eventually had your mind changed by somebody you call right wing now that they did change your mind. So anyway.
There's only two genders. But they could be on the left. You never know. Are we still doing these debates? Come on. You're all embarrassed.
I think these ones are explicitly supporters of the woman who's running against AOC, technically.
Yeah, the other ones were explicitly right-wingers trolling you. If you fell for that and thought they were progressives, super embarrassing. Okay.
Yeah, Shank. Whatever. Whatever. You have fallen for so many right-wing useful idiot lines, like being against the force of vote, which enables the right wing, enables the corporate corruption that goes on with the medical system. When you guys went against force of vote, you just encouraged corporate Democrats to remain corporate Democrats. And people like Mitch McConnell, I can guarantee you, smile if he knew what this force of vote business was all about. And you better believe that private health insurance companies and big pharma had a sigh of relief because, y'all just bought and paid for. I hope you're enjoying that Katzenberg money.
Okay, Adrian.
Yeah, no, absolute and utter joke. But yeah, no, AOC came out to a beat because it's like, if you're going to give me a beat, I'm going to serve it. So here we go. Well, it's like, come on, you brought the party, so let's go ahead and get this done. If you want less from me, give me less. But otherwise, I worked what you gave me to work with. And so I fully respect AOC for moving to the beat and having a good time, making the most out of it. Lemons, lemonade. So I'm a fan.
Exactly. Okay, so let's get to some demonstrations of the insanity I was talking about. You've now seen AOC's dance. Okay, now right-wingers aren't going to like it. We understand that going in. But I want you to take a look at what a Newsmax host said about it, and you tell me if it makes one lick of sense.
I don't know if we need to do a wellness check on AOC or if we can actually make fun of this. She might have some mental health issues there, but let's just pretend she's sane for the sake of the argument here. Which is the cringier moment, her Ricky Ricardo impersonation or her dance moves?
I don't know what. We live in different.
The OANN guy wish he could do the dance move with AOC. That's why he said it. Of course, I hate OANN. One News American News Network is cancer, but I can't blame them for wanting to do dance moves with AOC. But anyway, we'll get back to what we need to get back to.
Galaxies. This is the multiverse. I don't know what they saw.
But the multiverses have connected. Like we've accidentally
It's an
intersected.
incursion in the language of Marvel.
Yeah, because we all just saw the same video. Everything's a Rorschach test now. Okay, we got a bigger one later in the show. But that guy sees the unhinged right-winger yell, "There's only two genders!" And he thinks, oh, that's a person who's reasonable. And he sees AOC dancing like this to their beat. And he's like, is she insane? I mean, what are you doing with them? Am I supposed to debate it? Adrian.
Yeah, from that man's nonsense, it's clear he doesn't season his food, and how he was so offended by her dancing It is not something that is called within his ministry. It offends him and upsets him, and that's a him issue. But the thing that is a bigger issue and such a great issue is how AOC was coming out and speaking on behalf and uplifting support to the LGBTQ plus community and speaking on behalf of rights and uplifting. And I saw a number of people on Twitter today very much uplifting AOC in the reality that she's out there using her voice to stand up, and yet people are coming to try to tear her down in the process of trying to tear down, whether it's trans rights or gay rights. And it's just incredibly pathetic that they're...
I have no problem with AOC when it comes to LGBTQ plus issues. She is awesome on LGBTQ plus issues. You're talking to, well, not you, because you don't know who I am, but I am a person that had been supporting LGBTQ rights since I've been in my early 20s, at a time when just saying that you don't have a problem with gay people being gay people in the South was enough to give you dirty looks. So, the United States society has gone a long ways, to the point where there's even some conservatives that don't have a problem with the LGBTQ community today. More than you think. There's a lot of right-wingers out there that they're trying to push it back. But there's some libertarian-leaning right-wingers out there that they really don't have a problem with it. So there's been a lot of improvements. So when the right wing, the real horrible authoritarian right wing try to push back, they're going to have more trouble this time than they did 25, 30 years ago. Having that said, I don't take issue with AOC. Her issues, her record on LGBTQ right is 100% spot on. There's no contention on LGBTQ with AOC. My problem with AOC is her non-pursuing of Medicare for all, her being compliant with the Biden administration on a foreign policy that doesn't look that far removed from Bush-Cheney 20 years ago. That could very well lead us to nuclear war. And that's where there should be some serious concerns. And you guys from the Young Turks have lost your way, because I remember when I first heard y'all in 2007, 2008, y'all used to question a lot of shit that you don't even begin to question these days. You're just like you're not even like MSNBC 10 years ago. You're almost like MSNBC today.
They're willing to lie about her dancing and this entire video and everything we've seen simply to try to distort and really kind of detract from her message. And it's laughable, all of it.
Yeah. Well, this next bit we're going to show you, also laughable, but more in a sad way. It won't actually make you laugh. You'll know why as soon as you see this person's face. But here is what Dave Rubin had to say about AOC briefly dancing a little.
Well, fuck Dave Rubin, but anyway.
Listen, I'm AOC. I'm standing here. Nobody likes me. Jig is up. The grift is up. People are getting it. Nobody likes the woke. I don't know. My accent just severely. Griff. Dave Rubin's the biggest grifter. He's the big grifter, the biggest motherfucking grifter of them all. Change in the middle of that. Look, everyone's had it with the wokesters. I hope and pray that her district flips. There is a chance. There's a chance all over the place. New York might flip with Lee Zeldin over Hochul. I mean, everything is up in the air right now. And I think the one way that we can really model in America going forward, sort of based on some of the principles of freedom that are happening right here in Florida, is that we're going to...
Freedom in Florida with Governor DeSantis? Are you retarded? Yes, you are, actually, Dave Rubin. You are. But anyway.
Have to basically say, you know what? That moment where the squad took over and the racism took over and the
what?
Drag queens and all of this stuff took over.
There's nothing wrong with drag queens, and the only thing that's wrong with the squad is they're not left-wing enough. I would like to see the squad be more aggressive. I would like to see the squad become more aggressive. I would like to see the squad become more aggressive. Dave Rubin did not have any problem with the squad. They're just as docile as the rest of those Democrats at this point.
It's in the a mirror now. It's in the back mirror, and we can say AOC later.
I'm supposed to like delight in him making an utter fool of himself, but it just, I'm too much of a lib, I guess, too much of a lefty. It just hurts me deep in the stomach to see him embarrassing himself like that on a daily basis.
Guys, AOC you later? Oh, Jesus, that's so bad.
You guys are not that much better than Dave Rubin these days. Honestly, you're just a shitlib version of his newfound neoconservatism that he kind of realized he was around 2018, 2019. So y'all are not that much better than he is.
Okay, so the accent, now, to be fair, because we're the fairest show in America, AOC did do an accent. So I want to give you that context because you didn't see it in the video, okay? But that doesn't give Dave Rubin a right to do an accent of folks he doesn't agree with and wants to make fun of.
Whatever accent that was.
Whatever that was. And he's like, oh, my accent changed in the middle. Did it? What was that?
I don't know.
But the reason he does that is because the right wing thinks, oh, people say Dave Rubin isn't funny. Look at how he made fun of Latinos. I had a big laugh. Ha ha, Latinos. Ha ha, we laugh at you. But when there's supposed to be a punchline, for them, the racism is the punchline.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so every part of them is super embarrassing. You remember when Dave Rubin used to pretend to be a classical liberal or whatever he was saying? Now he's blaming AOC because she's racist?
Yeah, AOC is not racist, but AOC is a sellout. And yeah, and she is a sellout. And you know, that's she's not racist.
I mean, he's not even trying to make sense. And so he was, in a sense, again, to be fair to him, he was the original Tulsi Gabbard. He was the first one to come and go, oh yeah, I'm on the left, but I gotta tell you, man, the left really bothers me. The right is so correct. Then he bought
because he's been paid to say that. Just like Jeffrey Katzenberg had paid y'all to become a bunch of fucking shit libs and sell out. Dennis Prager pays Dennis Prager pays Dave Rubin to sound like a fucking retard, and Jeffrey Katzenberg do the same thing to you guys at the Young Turks.
Bought literally a $6 million house. Okay, when he was working here, ain't no guy got $6 million, okay? Where did he get that money from? He's the least funny, least entertaining, least interesting host in America. Where the hell did you get the money from, Dave? Man, selling out, unfortunately, pays a lot. But then you got to do this. You have to dance for them. Ugh. And it's like, John's right, it's gut-wrenching. I don't even want to see my worst enemy have to dance for the right wing like that.
And something also that kind of really just, does Dave Rubin know what his voice sounds like? Besides the whole terrible accent, like, it's like, is this really what you want to do? You want to try to feign some type of Latin accent in some way? Like, he should just not speak in its entirety. Like, I don't know, give me some bass in the voice. Do something, because it's just not working for me. So, you know, it's like the little racism thing is cute, but even aside from that, I just would prefer his silence. That's all I have.
Yeah, I'll second that. I want to play one more video. I know we don't have much time, but only because everybody's going to see her dance. And a lot of people are going to see a variety of different right-wingers losing their mind. And God only knows what Ben Shapiro is going to say about her dancing right there. But what generally a lot of people will not see is that they will take all of that and then say, oh, look, she's unpopular. Her constituents don't like her. She can't talk substance. They won't show you what happened after that protest, when she finally did get back able, once they quieted down a bit, to talk about what people came to the town hall to actually talk about. And so let's see her talk substance and see whether her constituents actually support her.
What we did in the Bronx is that anyone who got admitted from a gunshot wound, a stab wound, etc., immediately got flagged for the stand-up to violence program. And here's what we did. We brought on only, not just a doctor to stitch the person up, we brought in a social worker, we brought in mentors, we brought in housing specialists, and you know what we found? We brought in psychiatrists, we brought in psychologists, all of them. You know what we found? Here's what we found. Here's a fact. We reduced reoccurrence of crime by more than 50%.
see, that's the clip the right wing doesn't want you to see.
Of course. Why are they attacking her? Because she's unpopular? No, they're attacking her because she's popular. And that's because she's really, really good at this. Good at policy, good at speaking about policy, good at energizing people. That's why they attack her 24/7. If you see them attacking someone, understand that they view that person as a threat. They're a threat because they're standing up for you and for truth and, yes, for justice.
Okay. I actually wish that AOC was a threat. I really wish that I want nothing better than to see AOC be a threat. But she's a wimp. She is a wimp. She's charming. She's beautiful to objectify for a moment. This is the real world. Let's keep it real. But what she also is she's easily manipulated when the pressure gets going, because even when she goes around and votes in a way that's consistent with left-wing values, she has Nancy Pelosi like an asshole school teacher pulling a 7-year-old child by the arm, scolding her over her voting no for the Iron Dome, and then she cries and then turns her no vote into a present vote, or abstain vote or something like that. But the point I'm trying to make is that AOC is she's a doormat. She's a wimp. She gets pushed around easily. She is always on the camera. She's in front of the camera because she's also charming and pretty and she's always there to give for optics for the squad and everything. And that's all well and dandy, but we need substance. And unfortunately, there's nobody in the squad, really, there's nobody in Congress that's out there willing to fight for what we want. And then people, when some of us get angry and we start to support things like the General Strike Summit last year, or the Medicare for All marches last year, or things like that, or demand forced to vote, or things of that nature, we get called right-wingers. We get called right-wing when we demand accountability. And it doesn't bring me any pleasure to sit there and to scowl at the squad and to criticize Bernie Sanders. It doesn't bring me any pleasures. It would make my fucking life easier if I could do what the Young Turks did without having to feel dirty about it, without having to feel guilty. It will make my life feel a hell of a lot better. But what's the use if they're not going to go if they're not going to go and do what they're supposed to do, and if they're just going to be there just to go to the cocktail parties and to get on mainstream media, and they're too afraid to come on the independent media. When they don't come on these other said the other day, about a couple of weeks ago, I believe it was 2 weeks ago. I think, was it 2 weeks ago? Yeah, she said it the other 2 weeks ago that when Bernie Sanders came on Crystal Call and Friends, they had it so where Bernie Sanders, not Bernie Sanders himself, but I think it was some low-level staffer or some staffer for Bernie Sanders, because I actually don't think Bernie Sanders would care, but I do think that some staffer for Bernie Sanders basically made the arrangement to do the interview without Kyle Kulinski there, because Kyle Kulinski called him a cuck at one point, and because he called him a cuck several months prior to that, they caught that. They decided to go in and punish him for that. So see, even when Bernie Sanders or the squad, they come on independent media, they're very careful of how they come up there. So you're hardly ever going to see them come on independent media. They're more than likely going to try to make it on CNN or MSNBC or what have you. And they're probably even more like Fox than they are independent media these days. And that's where we're at here when it comes to this. And so I'm going to call out AOC she fucks up, and as a squad, and Bernie Sanders, and I mean, it puts me to great pain to do this. I mean, I want them to succeed and do well. I do want them to succeed and do well, and in a lot of ways, I do recognize that they're the quote unquote best we have at the moment, but they need to go and do their fucking job. They need to do their fucking job. I mean, we have to repeat, they need to do their fucking job. And if they don't do their fucking job, what's the use? What is the use? You might as well go back to the year 2012. Might as well go back to 2002. Might as well go back to 1992. I mean, that's where we're at. So, I mean, you know, are we going to go forward or are we going to go backwards? And it looks like AOC right now, even though she's in Congress, she wants to act like it's 2012, 2002, and 1992 instead of trying to push forward what we need to have done in this country. So, and so I'm going to criticize AOC when she deserves to be criticized. You know, and you know, I mean, and you know, I mean, I like AOC. I do like AOC, but she deserves to be criticized at times. And honestly, these days, she deserves it more than she deserves to be praised. Very condescending what she did with that little dance move or whatever. It was basically, she was telling that crowd to fuck off. Now, some people said that those were like little homophobic slurs or whatever being said. Again, I had no idea what was being said. If they were being said, those things were being said, well, I don't excuse that. One of my friends on Twitter, let's see here. One of my friends on Twitter, Daryl Hilton, and if, I don't know if you can see it too well here, but excuse me. Yeah, here he passed this from the AOC Twitter thing, and she says, these homophobes yelling Westboro Baptist style anti-LGBT plus slogans. What do you think I'm going to do? Take them seriously? If you want to associate with their views, that's your business. But New York 14 will always have a champion for LGBTQ plus people on my watch, period. Okay, and look, on that one, I applaud AOC. She gets no argument about me when it comes to LGBTQ plus. But he replied, and I agree with Daryl. If true what you're saying, I disagree with their homophobia. If true, quote unquote, never with you but anymore, but you dismiss these people but turn around and vote for more money for Nazis in Ukraine. Bravo. I agree, Daryl. Absolutely agree. Yeah, because if you're going to go criticize these people as a bunch of fucking Nazis, homophobes or what have you, what the fuck is she doing voting for funding for Nazis indirectly in the Ukraine? What in the world's being, why are we doing this? And I'm going to keep saying this. I'm going to keep saying this and saying this and saying this until it starts to resonate with people. This going over and sending money and funding to the Ukraine is indirectly funding neo-Nazis. Stop that shit. Stop it right now. United States, stop that shit right now. So anyway, I'm going to, I see, oh yes, Warren's on the line here. You dirty old man laughing out loud. Yeah, I guess I am. So if you all like what you heard, press like and comment. If you disagree, well, comment anyway. We will have a conversation. Feel free to share the comment on this channel. As a First Amendment absolutist, it's my duty to inform you to create your own platform and utilize it because we are, in fact, the muckrakers of our time. Also, subscribe to this channel. Follow me on YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, and always reject corporate media, always, because they have nothing to offer us. And until next time, remember to come on back here, and I will leave y'all with some music here. So y'all take care. Have a great day.